there's a way.
Quite literally. Will Tidwell, a younger gentleman.
I wish I didn't have this big heart. People just do nothing but hurt me. Anybody can dream the dream. Anybody can have a goal, but see,
You're gonna be a neighborhood hero. You just keep shining, young king.
All right, so I'm here with Z. He is an entrepreneur, a speaker, and a community organizer. He is the owner of Speak Up Media, Speak Up Z Writing, and Z Detailing. Z, how you doing today, bro?
I'm good, fam. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm happy to have you here, bro. So
glad to be here, bro. We've been trying to do this for a while, man. So
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely,
yeah,
bro. Yeah, like one of my friends has sent me your first video, and it was on not your first video. You've done a lot of videos before then, but that's the video that blew up, right? The video, it was on wealth. And I'm like, damn, like this message really hit, like the music and everything. Like you obviously have been doing it for a while, and you knew what you had the formula down pat for that one. Like that one really hit. That one really hit. So I wanted to ask you, bro, like, how did you get into motivational speaking and community outreach?
I don't know, man. You know, I said this oftentimes before. You know how sometimes, the thing about life, I think, bro, that your gift is always there. You know what I mean? It's just sometimes it takes us longer to see it than other people. You know, because if you think back, bro, we all, not all of us, but a lot of us had that like one teacher, that one family member, that one parent that always saw something in us. So they never they never let us, you know, get away with bullshit. When we were doing dumb shit, they would pull us back in because they used to always say that cliche thing of, I see something in you, right? And so to be honest with you, bro, since I was a kid, man, I was always the kid that was leading the plays. I was always the kid that was making the announcements for the whole school because of my voice and how I was able to speak and, you know, perform. And so the thing is, so I guess my point is like my gift has always been there, bro, but it was something that, you know, I never saw. And I used to actually just get in trouble for talking too much, you know, but man, as life starts to happen, man, you know, I went from hooping and playing sports because I thought that was gonna be my, you know, my way out.
Like everybody,
ticket, right?
like everybody,
like everybody. You know what I'm saying? Then you start to get the reality hits, boy. You 5'7", you feel me? You 220, you feel me? And it's a million plus dudes out here that's trying to do the same thing. You know, I mean, I know I wasn't going to no league or nothing, but then life happened, man. You know, I was on scholarship hooping at a small school here in my city, or in my state of Arkansas, man. And I remember, long story short, man, my mom went to jail for a crime she didn't commit. So naturally, as the baby boy, you like, fuck sports, fuck all that. I gotta go back home and make sure I get her straight, right? So you start missing so much time from school, and you start missing practices. And like you said, it's 1,000 dudes trying to do the same thing. So it's next man up. They gonna give your spot away, and they ain't gonna think twice about it, right? And so when you going through that transition of watching my mom deal with that, then we end up becoming homeless after that because we didn't have nowhere to go because my dad kicked both of us to the curb. Right, which is how she ended up in that situation to begin with because of how toxic their relationship was, right? And seeing that all my life, right, which is the perfect reason why I want to do this, talking about that type of stuff. And so I'm in that dark spot, bro. And it's like, so what do I do? I can't turn to sports because right now I'm worried about where I'm gonna stay at, what I'm gonna eat, you know, how I'm gonna survive, right? And so the only thing I had left to turn to, man, was that gift I had all along. The writing, the speaking, you know, expressing what I was feeling, expressing what I was going through, talking about my struggle, talking about what I was feeling. And what happened was when I was doing it on my social media platforms and I was sharing these messages and I was performing these as poems and all of that type of stuff that I was doing during that dark time, I started realizing how many other people I was helping, bro. Because they going through the same stuff we going through, you know, and we think we so different as human beings, but we're not at all, bro. And, you know, it's just a matter of, are you willing to speak up and talk about what you're going through? And you'll realize it's somebody else out there that's feeling the exact same thing you're feeling. And you could be that light for them. You know what I mean? If you speak up about your life and about what you're dealing with, because think about it, it's a testimony thing. It's like, man, if he went through what I went through, or even worse, he's still successful, he still was able to overcome this, damn, I can do it too, you know?
Exactly.
So that's how it kind of happened, man. Just that during that dark time of my life, you know, what I thought was just something I was just naturally good at ended up becoming, you know, what now I get to use my voice to motivate, you know, the masses, man. So that's how we ended up here.
I love it, bro. I love it because I feel like your story is similar to mine in the fact that you kind of, when you were in your dark space, you didn't just hide in that. You kind of decided to talk about it and express yourself openly. And I want to ask you, why did you decide to talk about it like openly? Because I feel like for a lot of us, especially Black men, that's
Yeah,
not
for sure.
something that's normal, bro. So like,
It's not,
what
bro.
compelled you to do that?
Um, Well, at first, see, that's the thing that most people don't understand about that, though. See, they'll hear this story and be like, "Well, he was willing to open up and talk about these different things, right? He was willing to like you said, share that story." But first, I had to admit that I was even feeling the things I was feeling. I had to actually
Right.
deal with it and face it and front it first. Like, yes, I
Mm-hmm.
am depressed. Yes, I am feeling some type of way. Yes, I never thought these things would happen to me because we always think that. We never think, the things we hear about or we see on TV or we hear our friends and people going through, it'll happen to us until it does, right? And
Right.
then that's when reality sets in. And like you said, either we're gonna shut down and become this heartless and cold-hearted person, or like you said, there are those select few that understand this power in their story. They speak on it. So for me, I allow myself to feel that pain first, bro, and go through that and really, face like I'm fucked up right now. And
Mm-hmm.
once I got through that part of it, I don't know, man. It was the same feeling I got from hooping and having scoring points and all that comes with sports, as you may know. I
Mm-hmm.
got that same feeling from sharing my story, helping other people through their pain,
Yo.
through their struggles.
Yo.
And that's what, once I saw how it made me feel helping other people, and I saw how many people I was helping, and I saw how good I felt letting go of
Mm-hmm.
all that baggage and those big and all that heavy, stuff we try to hold on to.
Mm-hmm.
I felt so much better, man. So
It's a
yeah,
win.
bro,
It's a
that's how
win-win. It's a
it's a
win-win, to be
win-win. It's
honest.
a
People don't
win-win.
understand. People don't
Absolutely.
understand. On one end, you're expressing yourself, you're getting out all that toxicity, all that stress
Yeah.
that you're dealing with. And then
Yeah.
on the other end,
Yeah.
you're also showing people that there's a community and there's
Yeah.
somebody else just like them going through the same things that they're going through. And
Absolutely.
that's the main reason
Absolutely.
why I started the platform, bro. Like I used to do
Absolutely.
it on my personal social media, and my bro hit me like, yo, you got to start a podcast. You got to do something. And I was like,
Yeah.
bro, I ain't starting no podcast. I ain't doing a
Right. To
podcast.
expand this message even
Right. Like,
more.
I'm like, yo, bro, I
Yeah.
ain't doing that right now, man.
Yeah.
Cause I don't feel
Yeah.
like doing that. I don't feel like putting the
Yeah.
energy into that. But after a
Right.
while, it just ended up making sense. And now look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got people
Absolutely.
that hit me up all the time, like, yo, bro, thank you so much. This is exactly what I've been wanting to say and wanting to talk about. Thank you for the
Absolutely.
community, all these different things, bro. And you just
Absolutely.
never know who's watching and who's listening to your message and your
Yeah.
story, man. Because even when I was doing it on my personal page, I know people were watching, people were listening, and people were getting impacted. They just wouldn't say anything. They just would have message me or whatever. But
Absolutely.
people are
You
listening,
inspiring them
man.
anyway.
Yeah, you
100%.
are, man. People are listening.
Think about how many people we leave on the table, bro, when that time comes, like you said, of us sharing our scars and sharing our struggles and sharing what we've been through.
Mm-hmm.
That is usually what keeps people from being able to impact the people, is because you're so afraid of what people are going to say at this vulnerable point in your life. You're so
Right.
afraid of how people are going to look at you when you talk about your scars and your struggles. You're afraid of how people may judge you, and you
Yeah.
don't even understand how many people that you're robbing that you could be helping right now if you was to just
Right, man.
put your own selfish agenda aside and understand that you talking about your scars and your struggles is not about you no more. You see
Right.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to help, like you said, it's going to help you more than it's going to hurt you. So that, I think that it's sad how many people allow that first step that we have to take, from helping themselves and helping some of the other people, man. It's sad
Yeah.
to see,
It is.
so
It is. It is sad because that transparency, like you said, really does help people, man. And like you talked
100%.
about it, like scoring points, like in basketball, bro.
Thanks.
I really be feeling like that. Like when I help
Yeah.
people, I feel, yo,
Yeah.
it's like a drug, bro.
That's a drug,
It's
bro.
really no better feeling. I tell people that all the
100%.
time. Like when I help someone and I know that I've helped them, there's nothing
100%.
else that you could tell me because
Yeah.
that impact is forever. They will
Hundred
forever remember that if it
100%.
was significant. So like, bro, like for real, I definitely agree with you, man. Like I definitely agree with you. So let's get into like you talked about therapy and how it helped to shape you. So like, can you talk a little bit more about that? How did therapy help to shape who you are?
Um, Therapy saved my life, bro.
Damn.
Because it's that point where it was that point in my life where I was like, again, like I kind of mentioned earlier, I know the things I'm seeing from my parents, right, and that generation before me, the things I'm hearing, the things I'm feeling, the way my parents react when I tell them certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and they so quick to shoot down whatever I'm telling them, or they so negative because they come from a negative background and such
Mm-hmm.
a toxic time. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
when I just got old enough to really, gather my thoughts on myself, and I told you I was going through that dark time, I just knew it wasn't normal to feel like that.
Right, man.
And this is what really woke me up, bro. Because when you a kid, you in your own little world, right? Like you in your
Right.
own little world. You don't really have a care in the world. We're not thinking about the real world problems, bills, and struggling. We didn't think about none of that as a kid, right?
Right.
But
Right.
then it's a certain level for certain people. Some earlier than others, where you cross over to this threshold and real life shit starts to happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
And when it got to that point for me, I said, "It's something about this that just isn't right, bro." And when you go into that room, and for me, I had a black woman, so she felt like an auntie to me. She felt like that. She
Bro,
felt
my
like that
therapist is a
second
black
mother
woman
figure.
too, for real, man.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I wholeheartedly believe in that. Like that you should have someone of your race, and that's just me personally. Nothing racist
Nah, I
against.
agree with you. I agree with you.
I just feel that
Mm-hmm.
wholeheartedly because I feel like they can truly resonate and understand what it is you're dealing with as a black person and as a black man for sure.
Yeah.
A woman
Yeah.
can really resonate with that. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so when I'm in there having them conversations with her, bro, even from the first session, she's connecting the dots and helping you understand why you are feeling the way you feeling, why you are thinking the way you thinking. She's identifying what those feelings are, what led to you feeling that way. She's letting you know that these things you saw as a kid wasn't normal. You shouldn't have had to go. And when she started like just putting stuff in perspective and even put me on the spot of stuff I did wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
The tear just came down, bro, because it's like, man, she just put so much clarity around so many parts of my life. And when you leave that place, I was scared because again, I knew I was gonna have to walk in there and be vulnerable. I was gonna have to be open, have to be honest. I was gonna have to talk about my fuck ups, my failures, what I've done wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But when I walked out of there, bro, again, I feel like it saved my life, man, because I didn't have to think about that baggage no more. I didn't have
Right.
to walk around feeling like pretending like I was all good when I knew I wasn't. Right?
Right.
I ain't
Right.
have to, continue to accept those generational curses that we live up and grow with and a lot of people think are normal. I don't have to do that no more. And so that's how it changed me, bro, because it gave me clarity on so many parts of my life. It made sense of so many things that we question because
Mm-hmm.
every person in life wants closure, right?
Mm-hmm.
It kills you when you got to walk around constantly thinking about something because all it does is make you think the worst. You put your
Right.
own thought, you put your own assumptions together, and you think the worst automatically.
Right.
Versus having that professional man that can make sense of things for you, and it makes life so much easier, man.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
it,
Yo.
it saved my life, bro. Literally.
You speaking the real, bro. You speaking the real, bro, because I remember when I first was getting into therapy, I was at my limit. I was like, yo, listen, it's either this or I turn toxic, like for
Yeah,
real.
yeah,
Cause
yeah. I become a whole different person.
I can't keep holding on to what I'm holding on to right now, man. Like I can't
100%,
keep holding on to what I'm holding on to. I was internalizing too
100%,
much. It was too much
100%,
going on in my life, man. And I just felt like I needed that to talk to somebody. I had to, bro. So I know
100%,
exactly where you're coming from with that, man. Like, and to have a
man.
dope therapist that you can actually really relate to and a black woman that really cares and is
Yeah,
nurturing,
yeah,
bro, it's nothing that beats that for real,
yeah.
man.
And,
It's
and
nothing that
you
beats
said
that.
something. You said something so powerful just now, bro. Either I had to go talk to this lady or I was going to become a different person. I
Right.
said something the other day. Literally, I was like, a lot of people walk around here pretending to be heartless and like they are
Yeah, I
toxic.
saw that. Yeah.
And whole time they really just hurt. Whole time they
Yeah,
really
bro.
just broken. Whole time
Bro.
they really just got some shit that they need to get off their chest. And so they feel like keeping this wall up or being this person or pretending that they all good is the answer to this. And again, you don't even understand how many blessings you blocking from real
Mm-hmm.
relationships to friendships to opportunities. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because you got this wall up from that experience that you had when you were 6 years old. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
yo.
and we don't even connect the dots of how that's impacting us. But I mean, it is, bro, for real.
Bro, so many people are children emotionally. What I mean by that is like
Sheesh.
physically we a certain age, right? Like physically
Absolutely.
we a certain age. We may be in our 20s, 30s, whatever the case may be, but emotionally
Absolutely.
you haven't made it past that trauma that you experienced when you were a child. Because you never
100%.
go back there. You never
And
go back
we
there.
think it's normal. We
And
think
it's
it's normal.
not, yo. And it's not, bro. It's so
Yeah.
crazy, man. I got
Yeah.
friends that I really can't even talk to anymore like that because I just know it's toxic. It's
Yeah.
too toxic for me.
Yeah.
Everything that they
Yeah.
share is toxic. The things they talk about is toxic. The language that they use is
Absolutely.
toxic. Their thought process
Absolutely.
is too toxic. And it's because they've
Absolutely.
been through so much that that's all they know at this point.
That's normal to them. And it's like when you operate in that space for so long, it's like think I mean, I guess the most real the most, down to earth example you could give is like if you go to a fence and this mug says do not enter toxic gases, this is gonna happen, and you
Mm-hmm.
decide to go in there anyway,
Mm-hmm.
right? and you never take the proper steps to heal from all of those gases and things you exposed to, and you stay there long enough, no matter what happens, when you come out of that space, if you don't take the proper steps to heal from that and come out of that, no matter who you touch, no matter who you're around, you have no choice but to impact them. You're going to make them sick too, right? They're going to have the side effects from it too. Why? Because again, that's all they know. That's all they've been consumed with. That's all that they're around. So it's naturally gonna rub off on us, bro. But when you talk to that person, you talking about your dream or your goal or what you want to do, and they, but what if you do this? And I hate them. You know, what did this happen? Or dang, this how you? And you like, man, like all you think about. You know what I mean?
It's all you think about is negativity all the time.
You good? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong?
Bro.
Do we need to talk? You know what I mean?
Bro.
But it's consuming their life, man. And they don't know other way. And they don't even know that they being toxic. That's the worst part. They don't even realize it.
Damn, that's the thing, too. People don't even know that they're being toxic. Yeah. Because they are so consumed with it. That's just normal for them, bro. Yeah. And as a society, we kind of normalize toxic behavior and we kind of make fun of it, right? Like we kind of make fun of it. We call it funny or whatever the case may be. But to be honest, bro, it's a problem because at the end of the day, while it may be funny to us, underneath all of that, somebody's dealing with something. And there's something 100%. That they may not have dealt with that may be traumatizing them and making them think that way, think that behavior is 100%. Okay, bro. Man.
100%. And I don't know you interviewing me, bro, but don't you feel like a lot of people these days have tried to associate the word toxic and the subject of being toxic as a positive connotation, like it's a positive thing to be that, like it's a embrace being toxic, like that's a great thing to be.
But
like,
you know,
do you not feel that way, bro?
Yeah, I feel that way because there's pages and like I talk about this Justin LeBoy page, bro. This Justin LeBoy page is problematic as fuck right now because the community. I don't know if you follow. He has a crazy ass following, right? Right. Yeah. And I'm not gonna down any black man that's doing what they need to do. Listen, all kudos to him. There's nothing wrong with that.
He must be getting a bag from doing that.
There's nothing wrong with getting a bag, but the message that's being put out, the content that's being put out on a regular basis, we laugh at it. But when you put out content like that and it's shared by a lot of these different people, this is what helps to create culture. While people are laughing at it, and there are certain people that know that this is not suitable or realistic. There are other people that are literally look at these things and they're like, oh, if it's written by Justin LeBoy, then it got to be true. He's a guy, and he has a million people following him. This got to be true. This got to be culture. So you got to be accountable with the content that you post, man. And it's just crazy, 100%. Man. It's just crazy to see.
Again, going back to what you said, what you consuming, what you consuming. Because I honestly feel that just as many people try to make it seem like being on social media too much is a bad thing. I think it can be a positive thing, but it's about what are you consuming? Who are you following? Who are you connected to? Nobody. If all you follow is Justin LeBoy, then hell yeah, you need to relax and turn your screen time down. You feel me? Because you literally are killing your brain cells.
Yes,
you literally are, bro.
Nobody would sit here and say you reading books for 24 hours would be a problem. Nobody would say that's problematic, right? Absolutely. The only time we would say that's problematic is if you're reading like something crazy. It's the same thing with social media, like you said, bro. If you're on social media 24/7 and you on all these positive pages, what's the problem?
What's the problem? If I'm learning how to do stocks and I'm learning how to put a podcast together and I'm following other people that speak and I'm trying to speak, then it's absolutely no issue with that. You know what I'm saying? But bro. And what people, I forgot who talked this the other day. Somebody was talking about this, how and I think maybe it was something I was writing for a client. It was talking about though how people are not aware of how people have a big enough influence these days to create a culture within a culture. Like us as millennials have a certain culture, but a guy like Justin LeBoy has such an influence to where he can create a culture within a culture and start a whole new mindset of thing again. As his following grows and more people see and have access to his page and more people see this and more people support this, that is therefore the epitome of creating a new culture. Right. Because you're going to have a core base of people that think this stuff is true, that think this stuff is okay, that think this stuff is cool, and that live by this. And so when they get in these real situations, bro, and they actually are seeing how things are supposed to be done, right? That's gonna be foreign to them because it's like, nah, that ain't what I grew up. That ain't what I know. It ain't true
Exactly,
in
bro.
my eyes. And so like that's a problem within itself too. That's why that shit can be so dangerous, is because it's like, yeah, I get it. It's funny. It is funny. It'd be funny. I'd be laughing. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
sit here and
I
stunt.
do be
But I ain't gonna
laughing
sit here and
too.
stunt. I'll
I
be
do be
laughing. That shit
laughing.
funny
Yeah.
as hell. But I would never like live that way.
Right.
You know? Like
Absolutely,
it
bro.
stops at social media. Like that's the problem I think people got. We don't truly understand the difference between that social media life and that reality. Like that shit right there stops on that screen. Like I laugh at it. I might even send it to my partner. But other than that, it's where it
over.
stops.
It's clip, right?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, man. But yeah,
Damn,
I had to speak on that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Nah, that's facts. I'm glad you spoke on it, bro. Last question I want to ask you, man. I don't want to take
Okay.
too much more of your time. So you
You good,
spoke
man?
about being a big hearted person.
Right.
And I really felt like that message resonated with a lot of people. So I wanted to know, where did that message come from, and like, why did you feel so compelled to share it?
Man, a lot of people don't understand. I'll tell you this: when you trying to build a brand, like what we trying to build, being influencers, being somebody with a platform that people actually look to and look for, we're put on a higher pedestal than some people, right?
Right.
Meaning that you and I can't move a certain way and get away with the way somebody else could that hasn't been blessed with a platform as such, right?
I feel you.
Like me and you go out right now and we promote this positivity and we promote all of these different things, and then we make a wrong move. Women and men are going to look at us and say we're hypocritical because we're not living what we talk about, right? But a lot of people don't understand that everything I write and I talk about comes from a very personal place. If I'm talking about being big hearted, it's because I've been in that situation. And when that particular video you talking about, bro, I was speaking from a place where I've been on both sides of the coin. I've been the person that was big hearted and that gave and gave and gave to people that didn't appreciate it. And I realized how it made me feel. But I've also been on the other side of the coin where I had a person in my life or people in my life that fucked with me as a person, and I took advantage of it because I knew they had a big heart and they cared about me so much, right? Which caused me to burn that bridge with that great person.
Right.
And all you can do is live in regret.
Right.
And so that's where it came from. It came from me being on both sides of the coin, bro. It came from me being the person that has taken advantage of people that I shouldn't have, and it's also been me the person being taken advantage of, bro.
Man.
So everything I talk about comes from a personal place, and that's why I speak with such passion and such, grit when I talk, and such, I'm so dramatic when I speak. I want you to feel that and know, like, that's coming from him. Like he has been through that. He is talking about that from a personal place. And yeah, bro, that's how I try to come at everything I create.
That's what creates the best content, bro. You got to speak from a place where you've actually been there, or else people can't resonate with it, man. And I love the passion, bro.
And I'm not gonna talk about shit that I ain't been through. You know what I'm saying?
And I love the passion, bro. I love the transparency, man. I love the accountability. You saying that you've been the person that's taking advantage of people, bro. A lot of times 100%. People shy away from saying that, bro. But you got to understand that it's okay. We're all 100%. Grown. We're all learning. We're all making mistakes, and we're all 100%. Learning along our way, bro. So nobody's 100%. Perfect. Nobody's perfect. Yeah. I know you know better now. Obviously, you wouldn't do that now, bro. So listen.
Right. I think that's when it becomes an issue if because again, us being in this light, it is hard because we're held to a different standard. But people have to still understand we still human beings.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Right. Now I get if I'm out here talking about this or that and I live in literally to none of that. But if I just make a mistake, like understand I'm still a human being. And if I'm not allowing myself to constantly do that thing, or I'm not constantly making that mistake and dropping the ball in that area that I'm speaking about, then forgive, because having there be a time in your life where you made a mistake and you dropped the ball and you wanted somebody to forgive you.
Right.
We
that's
forgive
the thing
them.
we don't understand. That's the thing people
that.
don't understand, man, because I put up a post the other day. I said, counsel me, don't cancel me. Because I'm going to make mistakes, bro. With the stuff 100%. That I talk about, black men expressing themselves and black men's feelings and black women and loving black women and black men loving them, all these different things, bro. These are things people, these are things that are controversial. And sometimes I get emotional when I'm talking about it, bro. 100%. Sometimes I may not write the right words. Sometimes I may not express myself the right way. 100%. Expressing yourself healthily is a practice, bro. I always say 100%. You got to express yourself healthily, but it's a practice.
But they
get it wrong sometimes
because you had a platform for you to have it figured out all the time.
Right, and that's not realistic, bro. I don't have it figured out.
Even a doctor that's been in the game, they learning every day new techniques, new methods, new studies. They have to continue to learn, or they can't be the best person they can be, and they still make mistakes. You see what I'm saying? And so I wish we could look at people in no matter what profession they in, no matter what they do or who they are, that this person is still a human being, and as long as he is trying to grow and be better and address that mistake in that situation or whatever the case may be, allow that man to be. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
and so.
Man.
That's why I say to myself so much because it's so weird out here, man. And I know, if people knew about half of my mistakes that I've made, they'll try to look at me differently. And then I'm like, but damn, let's look at yours.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Let's see if you still talking like
it's
that.
so easy to crucify people on social media that have platforms. But let's go dissect your life.
Let's look at yours.
Let's look at your mistakes for the last 20 years. 100%. I guarantee you there'll be some in there that you don't want to come out. So when you think about it from that perspective, when you take a look in the mirror, you got to understand, like, yo, I've made mistakes too, 100%. And it's okay.
Yeah, don't, man. Somebody said something so powerful. Don't judge me just because I sin differently than you. You feel what I'm saying? Don't judge me. Don't. I make mistakes and you make mistakes too. Don't judge me just because I sin differently than you. Like, don't. We both. Yeah, my mistake might not be yours and yours isn't mine, but therefore it's still not that. So I don't know, man. There's just, I try to have that mindset, but yeah, man, everything I talk about, it come from I'm not speaking on nothing I don't know, nothing I ain't felt, nothing I ain't experienced firsthand.
I love it, bro.
That's how I try to stay in that lane, my lane, man. For real.
I love it, bro. Thank you for being here, bro.
I appreciate you for having me, man. Like I said, I'm coming to the city soon, man. And
let me know. Let me know, man. Let me know.
All
right, bro. Sure. I'm gonna end it right there, bro. So I'm probably gonna have it edited within like the next 2 weeks, and I'm gonna try and get some clips and stuff. We got some fire in this one, right?
I think
you said a lot of good stuff, bro. I'm gonna send you the whole Zoom thing if you want to like clip it and make your own clips too.
Yeah, shoot it to me, man. I'm gonna get my people to just chop it up and throw it on my YouTube too, and I'm supporting when you put it on your platform. It's the same.
Thank you, bro.
Just push this mug, bro. So,
thank you.
On,
I appreciate you, bro. Take it
easy, man.
You,
all right, bro. I'm gonna hit you soon, man.
All right.
All right, family.
All right, man.